Keeping track of the GeminiJets and NG models you have in your diecast model aircraft collection can be challenging at times. Today, we're taking a look at Model Aircraft Database. This brand new Model Aircraft Database features over 40,000 model aircraft, various features, and so much more. Let's see what this database is all about for your model aircraft, everybody. Alrighty everybody, welcome to Model Aircraft Database. So in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at this brand new diecast model aircraft base and also for plastic aircraft and other ones as well. So it is super cool and I'm really fascinated by it, and so great to finally have my model aircraft organized on a database, which is so cool. So huge shout out to Jay Mad Dog from Math for making this. He did an incredible job with all the various features and he's always innovating on as well. So feel free to go on Math and let him know if you have any additional feedback on it as well. But nevertheless, it's so great. He did a wonderful job. The amount of effort that was put into this is truly incredible, and I can't thank him enough for doing this. So what this is Model Aircraft Database, and this literally features almost every single model aircraft that is out in general. So it has over 40,000 aircraft, 42,000 to be more particular. And as you can see here, we're kind of on the front page, so I'll kind of take you to the home page so you can see what's going on. So here's what it looks like when you pop into it. So it's Model Aircraft Database, the modern database for tracking your model aircraft collection. You can make a free account, which I've done. So you just click this button here, and then you can see all the various reasons for why MAB, which is the abbreviation for it, is the best place to go for your model aircraft database. So let's go ahead and take a look. So first and foremost, we can start with the latest tab. This goes into all the recent releases, which I think is really cool. Personally, I think it's great that we have a place where all the releases are put together all at once. So it's really cool to see it from this perspective. Obviously, it's not the main function, but the presentation like this is super cool. So you got June, July, and August. It's in the 3-month quarter gaps. So it looks really cool to see, and I think it's absolutely outstanding. So we'll look at that more in a moment, but let's go ahead and take more of a look at what you're mainly going to be using here. So this is the database page. So again, over 42,000 model airplanes are in this database from all kinds of manufacturers dating back all the way to the 1980s with Shabox. And the amount of precision and detail that has been put in is incredible. So as you can see here, it's a little overwhelming to start. You see all kinds of aircraft. This is kind of how I felt, but I kind of scaled it down because obviously I wanted to put in my collection, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But let's go ahead and take a look at some general features. So you have some filters and sort by tabs over here on the left, and then you have aircraft here in the middle. So you have the CGI, the manufacturer, the scale, the airline, some of the various characteristics, the release date, and a plus sign so you can add it to your collection, which is just such a nice feature. So you can see here we have some NG releases, and then we get into the brand new GeminiJets model aircraft. These are actually the July releases, I believe, right here. So as you can tell, it's very nice and organized, and it looks really nice. So for example, let's say that we want to start our own collection. So you can see here we have collections and my collection. So we'll start with my collection if you're going to be making your own. So here's literally my collection, which I have over 625 different types of model aircraft, good for a total of nearly 700, including my duplicates. And I also have a handful for sell and trade, so if you're interested in those, feel free to check them out. But nevertheless, here's my full collection that I put in, and I'm going to show you real quick how you can put in these aircraft, and then we'll take a brief look at my collection and some of the other really cool collections that are out here on the database. So again, here's all the tabs that you can use. So let's say, for example, you want to add an American Airlines 737. So there's plenty of different ways to do it: by brand, item number, scale, airline, aircraft, and registration. The registration might be easy if you have the model right next to you, but the easiest way for me was to pull up my collection video on the side, so I referred to that while entering the aircraft. So for example, the easiest way was to scale it down to 1 to 400, and then I wanted American, so you type in American Airlines right here, which they come up, and then you type in the aircraft type. Again, it's the 737 that we're doing in this example, and they have all the different 737 variants. In this particular case, we want the 737-800, and boom, here are all the American 737-800s that have been produced in 1 to 400 scale. So as you can tell, there's a bunch of them, from original releases here from Dragon Wings all the way through the Chrome era of GeminiJets here, scaling all the way up to the new livery by Apollo for the first time. Then GeminiJets did theirs, all the heritage liveries, and then that gets followed up by all the recent NG model releases with the One World livery, the logos, so on and so forth. So it's really easy. All you have to do is just push the plus icon, which this is high on my list. I just found out these came out thanks to the database. So let's say I want the Chrome C models, which is a subsidiary of Panda 737. I push add to my collection, and then I'll add it with the check mark, and then you can see you can also put it on the sell trade list and also on wish list, which in this case it is a wish list item. So I'll just go ahead and make it my wish list plane. And you can also do multiple, so you can add as many as you want, which is a great feature and very helpful for people like myself that are fleet builders. So as you can tell, it's really cool. and it's very easy to go through and add all of your aircraft to the collection that you'd like to. Just one more example so we can get our foot in the door. For 1-200, for example, let's say that we want, I don't know, a Spirit A319, because there's one of these on my desk. So I'm just going to type in Spirit Airlines, and then I'm going to type in A319, or not A310, rather A319, and you can see here that takes us on to all of these offerings right here. So for example, if I wanted this one from 2013 from GeminiJets, I would just push the plus icon, and that would be it. So very simple, once again, very easy to manage, and it's just such a great UI. It's so clean and fluid, and overall it looks really great. So really awesome right there. But let's go ahead and go back to my collection so I can show you some of the tabs here. So I still need to add about myself and about the collection, but you can add tabs here with various information there. And again, you have the stats right here, and you can add your social medias, which is really cool too. So you have the various filters that you can sort by here to take a look at actual collections, which is really cool. So what we have here is sorted by the item number. So we have some of the Harpas because they're in number order here. And then here at the end, you can see that we have some sky marks because they have letters here, and then all the planes in between. So for example, here's some of my NG models in my collection. Going back a little bit farther, here's some more NGs, and then we eventually run into a wide array of GeminiJets aircraft being the GJ prefix. So it's really cool, and I think it's great. So for example, let's see what all American Airlines planes that I have. So let's go ahead and take a look. So as you can see, for my American Airlines collection, I have a bunch of Shabaks and Apollos, but to get a little bit more particular, let's go to 1-400 scale, and let's even go a step farther and add GeminiJets to that. So as you can see here, here's all my American Airlines aircraft that are GeminiJets in 1-400 scale, and you can see I have a wide array of chrome aircraft, which were some of the first released, and then the new liveries start to pop in here by the item number, and it's truly just wonderful to see it all organized like this. And a huge thank you once again to Jay Mad Dog for finding a really good UI that put it all together. This is very convenient, and I think it looks really nice, and I think everybody can agree that it's great. Also, immense credit to them going through and putting through the CGI, because I know that that takes an immense amount of time, just like the data entry of the actual aircraft. So thank you for them for doing that. And also the release date, which is so cool, because I don't exactly remember this particular one I'm highlighting, the American A319. I don't exactly remember when in 2018 it was released. I do know it was in 2018. I just don't know exactly when it was. So as you can see here, this aircraft was done in 2018. This is actually an ironic example because I don't actually have 3 of these. I have one of them that's a custom. My IAE A319 is a custom, and it used this fuselage. So in this particular case, I was able to insert it as a custom. So that was very convenient too. You can also add custom button here. So I probably need to do this, but you can see all the various ones. I actually have a full list somewhere. I don't know what I did with it, but somewhere here, actually it's right here. I know it's not gonna be the easiest to see, but this sticky note has a variety of aircraft in my collection that I still need to add on here. So that's great that they have a custom button so you can add the Shapeway planes and whatnot. So I still have all of those to add, but I was able to get all my die-cast aircraft done. So very happy about that, and it's just overall so many great features, and it's great. You can also import from other databases and also export out. So it's just so great, and make sure it's public if you want it public up here in the top right corner. Otherwise, you're going to be good to go. So that's great. So with all these features established, you can see what all is going on, and I'll go ahead and show you my trade and sell. And sorry that kind of lagged out a little bit on the OBS there. I got a bunch going on my computer, but you can see here there's a variety of aircraft that I currently have for sale. So it's nice to have them easily up here and all in one place. So it actually helps me out mentally, and all of it's really cool. So let's go over here to collections and take a look at some of the collections that are on database. There's currently 87. I'm sure after this video, there'll be even more. So really cool to look at it from this perspective. It's in alphabetical order here. I think it's kind of cool to look at the collections in the largest to smallest order just to get a different perspective. So I currently have the 4th largest database. There's 3 people ahead of me, and all of these guys have over 1,000 planes, which is really cool. So definitely awesome to see that. And they also have a bunch of wish list aircraft. This particular person right here has 96. So it's so cool to think about that. But you can see here, JJ Skippy's in here with 347 aircraft, and there's just a wide array of people here. Outer Rims on here, EQ Planes got his collection loaded in, so it's so cool. 1-400 scale aircraft models has his planes on a shelf, among many other collectors that have their full collections. ROC Aviation, so there's a bunch of really cool ones here. In this particular example, I think I'll use JJ Skippy's collection to kind of look at some variety and what he has going here. So as you can see, he has a wide array of aircraft. And the other cool feature is if the aircraft doesn't have a picture yet, a stock photo or equivalent, you can upload your own photo to fill in the gaps. So that's what JJ's done here with like the Shabak Delta L1011. That plane came out in 1989. So of course, there probably isn't going to be a good stock photo out there online, or, you know, obviously this database is still being filled in as we speak. So it was really nice of JJ to put this photo on here to continue to fill in the gap. And here's a core rig, TWA 707 that came out in 2001. And as you can see here, he uploaded his own photo because there wasn't one. So that's really cool, and I think it's really great. So you can see what mutual models you have as well, which is really cool. So I think that's great that you can see exactly what aircraft are going on here. And overall, it's really great. So definitely so cool to see like how many mutual planes we have. I'm sure if I go to the GeminiJets sector, it's an immense portion. So you can see a bunch of green check marks coming up in the Alaska side, and then he has quite a diverse fleet. So he definitely has some ones that I don't, but you can see check marks coming up quite a bit, especially in the Delta section. You can see all these consecutive planes in a row that we both have. So overall, I think it's really cool that you can compare them like that, and it's just so great. So and here's a really good example of what he's added. So he's added about himself, and then he's added about the collection. It's predominantly North American with focuses on modern and retro aviation. So a very good job by him. He's got this completely organized and very neat. So a huge shout out to you, JJ, for just doing a great job here with the collection. So yeah, mine still needs some work, but I'm really glad to get all my aircraft on there considering how many I have. So you can see I actually have a good amount of Herpa planes, quite a few Shabacs, and then a really good handful of Aero Classics. I believe I own about 50 of those Aero Classics aircraft, flight miniatures, and then a handful of C models, and I have the wish list, so I'll go ahead and remove that because I'll be buying that soon anyway. So it's really cool to think about it that way. Some Dragon Wings, actually a really good amount of Dragon Wings, some JC Wings up here, and then we dive into the GeminiJets aircraft, which is a wide majority of my airplanes. I believe I have around 350 of these GeminiJets aircraft, so you can just see how they dominate the fleet, and overall it's really good. So you see all the Gemini 200 ones to start, and then we get into the American Airlines section, which probably takes like 10 pages on my page. Just kidding. But anyway, I think it's so cool, and it's really great. So I don't think that I missed any features here outside of the info page that gives into additional detail regarding maps, or sorry, map. So that's really cool, and be sure to check out map because again, that's where Jade Mad Dog is the creator of this form, and I can't thank him enough for the incredible job that he did. Again, I've always been looking for a place to keep my collection, and the amount of effort, time, and dedication that went into doing this. 42,000 planes is just crazy. I really can't even put that together thinking about that mentally. So the fact that he was able to do this and successfully pull it off with all the features and whatnot, huge credit to him, and I can't thank him enough for the incredible amount of effort that he's put in. So and so cool that we can see all the releases. So here's the GeminiJets July releases, and obviously the website's great with all the cool pages that it has, but just nice to see it in a different perspective in this particular case with all the CGIs and whatnot. So personally, I think it's super cool and a great opportunity to really expand upon your collection if you're interested and explore it in a whole new way, in other words. So let me know in the comment section what you think about Mapped. I'm sure that I'll be back to make another video about it soon, but a huge shout out to J Mad Dog once again for his incredible effort regarding the dedication, time, and commitment to do this for the community. It's definitely worth getting out there, and feel free to share it with your friends so you can have a really good space to put your collection, also look at other people's collections, and of course the full database. Once again, as you can see, it is super cool to see all these aircraft put together, and it's so unique and really teaches you a bunch. You know, I didn't know that the PSA L188 I have came out in June 2006, or the February 2007 release of my TWA 727, among others. So it's definitely super fascinating to me, and I'm really glad to have this all now inserted in here. And I'm sure each and every one of you would be excited to do that as well. So definitely check it out. Link in the description. It's a really cool forum, and again, I can't recommend the amount of just cool enjoyment that you can get from this and just knowledge in general once again. So it's really cool, and I can't recommend enough. So I really hope each and every one of you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much, Dave Mad Dog, for doing this for us. It's really cool, and I'm so excited for the future of this amazing database and how it will be expanded upon in the future. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do what you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.